So next, let's talk about the delivery models for cloud. So there are three primary delivery models. Just we have three service models. There are also three delivery models. By the way, make sure you remember the distinction between a service model and a delivery model. A service model is what you get. A delivery model is how you get it. So as far as the cloud delivery models, we have private, public, hybrid, and community. So a private cloud is where we build our own cloud in our own organization for our own use. We're going to talk about later on. I'll talk about why we would do that, why we would, if we built a virtual data center, why we might consider that a private cloud, and why we might want to look at it as a cloud and use some of the techniques with cloud computing to build our own infrastructure, our own data centers. There's lots of good reasons to do that. We'll talk about some of that in the vernacular later on. But that's what a private cloud is. It's basically, it's all of my infrastructure, it's all of my hardware, it's my data centers, but we're basically building a cloud environment that we can use within our own organization. And we can move our entire delivery of IT services to a cloud model and make it a private cloud. So it's a single organization using their own private cloud. A public cloud is where somebody builds this cloud infrastructure and we can use that from our organization. So we don't own anything in the cloud. Just like when we use electricity, we don't own anything with the electric company unless you're in a co-op. Most of us aren't. But we don't own anything in the electric company's infrastructure. We're just simply paying as we go. We're paying for what we're using to that company. So that would be a public cloud model, which I think is what most of us are familiar with. When we think of the cloud, most of us think of a public cloud. But a hybrid cloud is where we could take these different models and we can utilize different cloud delivery models for different things. So maybe we'll build our own private cloud for certain things, and we'll use the public cloud for other things. Maybe maybe things like databases are very there's a big security concern with databases. There's a lot of information in databases that we don't want to make public, that maybe for regulatory reasons we can't have in the cloud. So maybe we might make that a private cloud offering within our organization, but then applications can be in the public cloud, or maybe infrastructure could be in the public cloud, utilizing our private cloud for data services. We can go the other way around. We can have certain things in our own data center, but use the database in the cloud. So you can go back and forth and use different, leverage different cloud delivery models for different things if you need to. It gives you a lot of flexibility. A community cloud is basically a cloud designed for a specific community of interest but shared by companies. So I'll give an example of this. Let's say you have a company that works in a very regulated environment. Take, for example, defense contractors. It's a very regulated, it's a very secure type of business, and they may not be comfortable with using the public cloud, but maybe a bunch of defense contractors in a common market segment might get together and have some kind of co-op where they create a shared cloud environment that they can all use and they all buy into it. Because they're all regulated the same way, they all have the same concerns, it works for them. So you could do something like that. I can't think of any real examples of community clouds. I don't know of any well-known community cloud examples that I could give you, but that might be something good to research and share with the class and the discussion board. So that would be a community cloud.